This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime. In association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
This week on CNB Bazaar Buzz, find out what exactly happens inside a bike service center and some of the things you can do at home to get the best out of your bike. Also, a glimpse of the Michelin Challenge Bimbendum in China, and find out how Toyota is driving new automated safety system in their future models.
Hello and welcome to CNB Bazaar Buzz. Now most of us do take our bikes regularly for servicing, so whether it's the first free service or the regular servicing, we do the basic inspection, sign the forms, but really don't understand what's going on inside that service center. From changing engine oils to checking the brakes, there's lots of techniques that go inside it. So we thought we'll bring you a sense of what goes inside the service station and also offer some maintenance tips of how you can get the best out of your bike. So let's go check it out.
It doesn't take a bike enthusiast to be interested in what goes on at the service center, but every bike owner needs to understand the basic steps of servicing. This not only helps understand your bike better, but also helps you keep the bike in top shape.
Need to be air filter replaced.
At the Royal Enfield service outlet, a job card is prepared first to tell you the areas that need servicing, besides a basic checkup. So ensure that you ask and understand every detail that the service engineer is recommending. After your approval, the bike is taken inside the workshop for the servicing to begin.
Now the bike is all set to go in for servicing. There's quite a bit of work ahead of us in the service center. But one of the things I wanted to highlight was in terms of the engine oil. Now the engineer has indicated that it needs to be changed. And one way you can do this at home is have a look at this level barometer, which is there in most motorcycles. This is on the Royal Enfield, which indicates that it's slightly below the level that it's indicated on the barometer, which also indicates that the engine oil needs to be replaced. Also, one of the critical things that needs to be kept in mind is the quality of the engine oil. You cannot be compromising on that. It needs to be a good quality one, especially when you get it from the authorized service center. Just go by what they are offering, and also make sure that you don't take it to an aftermarket smaller mechanic who might just compromise on the quality of the engine oil. So let's just see how the overall servicing starts, and also see how the engine oil is replaced, because it's quite a technical process, and we recommend that you do it at an authorized service center.
The engine oil needs to be changed regularly to ensure engine longevity. The mechanic first removes the drain plug from the pump and drains the old oil into a tray. He also checks that the drain plug washer is in good condition, then refits the drain plug. Refill the engine with the correct amount of new oil. Then start the bike and check for leaks. Then stop the engine, let the oil drain back into the pump before checking the level again. Also, when there is an oil and air filter change, which are replaced depending on the wear and tear on it.
Now one of the things you guys can do at home is check the condition of your tire, especially the treading on it, as it can affect the overall handling of the bike. Also, the tire pressure is another important component. Depending on your motorcycle, refer the owner's manual, find out the exact tire pressure in the front as well as the rear, and that you can get a sense not from the petrol pump attendant but from the owner's manual. And also, if you're riding with a pillion rider, it's a completely different tire pressure. This is also being done at the service center, a closer look at the tires, and if there's any treading wear or tear, depending on the kind of riding that you've been doing, that will be recommended at the service center.
Always check tire pressure when you start riding, never when they are hot after riding, as pressure increases then.
Now let's head all the way to China, where we visited the Michelin Bibendum Challenge, where it's not just about tire technology, but also about sustainable technologies in the auto industry. Here's a look at the highlights.
Ni hao and welcome to Chengdu. This is where Michelin is holding the Michelin Challenge Bibendum, which basically talks about urban sustainable mobility. And there are innovations inside that will blow your mind away. And that is what we are going to check out. So let's go.
The Challenge Bibendum was started in 1998 by the Michelin Group with the support of many leaders of the road transportation industry. This is considered as one of the biggest green transportation event in the world. Michelin has invested 2 billion euros in research and development over the last 3 years. And here's a look at some interesting innovations. This is something that could keep your tire puncture free. Michelin's Safe Seal technology not only does that, but also ensures that there is no need for repairs or change.
Michelin is showing on the Michelin Challenge Bibendum here in Chengdu this year a new technology called Safe Seal. This new technology is to make sure that a flat tire will not be a problem anymore, because we'll put inside the tire a layer of material that will automatically plug the hole that will be done. And this technology was developed in Europe, in our main research center in Europe. We've been working a long time on that to make sure that the solution is going to be a good solution, because we want to keep exactly the same performance of a standard tire, plus this benefit of not having problem with flats.
At the event, it wasn't all about new tire technologies, but also about sustainable urban mobility. And we got to experience different types of electric vehicles.
All through this global summit, we've been talking about reducing CO2 emissions, about sustaining mobility. So now, this is a good way of doing it. Cycles, battery powered. What else can go wrong? So I'm doing my part for the day. Let's see.
But then there are other ways if you don't want to pedal and exercise. There is the lazy way, the lazier way, and the laziest way. In its 12th edition, the Michelin Challenge Bibendum brought together people from across the world to form a think tank and create a sustainable future. And speaking of sustainable urban mobility, back home there is a new eco-friendly mobility service that will soon be launched in Delhi.
It's called the ZB, and no, it's not an alternative to e-rickshaws that you see in Delhi. But this battery-operated three-wheeler is looking to be an eco-friendly option in providing last-mile connectivity from metro stations or bus stations to areas like malls, colleges and offices. Produced by Swedish company Clean Motion, ZB can go at a maximum speed of 45 km per hour and consumes 4 kilowatts for 100 kilometers. Also, compared to regular autos, the ZB has passed various crash tests and comes with seat belts for the driver and passengers. It can carry a total of 3 people and houses eco-friendly lithium-ion batteries providing zero emissions.
We are almost ready to go, and we hope to have the service launched, the full service of 25 vehicles launched by the middle of December. Primarily this is last mile connectivity. So currently, given the inhibitions in doing large volumes, we have a tie-up with DLF where we plan to roll out vehicles in their various formats. So we are starting with DLF Place Saket, and then we'll move to the other formats.
In the first pilot phase to be launched in December, ZB is going to ferry passengers to and fro from the DLF Saket Mall in South Delhi to the nearest metro station. The costs for this trip will be 30 rupees per person, which does sound a bit steep to us, especially when the company is looking to make the service popular. 25 ZBs will be rolled out initially, and DLF does plan to offer this service across its malls in the NCR region.
Clearly, providing last mile connectivity is an important component to popularize electric vehicles, at least in India. Let's just slip into a very short break, but coming up on the other side, we explore the world of safety and automated safety systems being developed by Toyota. That's coming up after this very short break.